Welcome to Dragon Memoria. What are we doing tonight? Well, it's Wednesday, so it's our live D&D campaign tonight. If we're expecting something else from the schedule, it's another day. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, this. Alright, so as you can see, we seem to be missing a lot of people, but that's not actually true. Audience is there, he just doesn't have any video, because, you know, if he speaks, you'll hear that he sounds really sick, and it's really awful when we look at him. It's just like alien, you know? You're gonna be good, audience? You're not gonna scream like the alien?
I don't know. They haven't technically tested me to see if I was infected or not, so there's always a chance.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay.
Screaming, it's probably an alien coming out of you.
Well, from the sound of it coming out of his nose, so, ooh, that's gonna be harsh.
Even worse.
And Fisher's going to be there just a little bit late, you know, once again, he probably stopped to help a poor, defenseless someone injured on the road. You know, some people really need to get it together.
For some reason, it seems to always be some sort of green dragon every time.
You just can't avoid it. Alright, so don't worry, everyone's going to be there. We just have a sick paladin. That's a weird concept. Alright, let's get started. What happened last episode? Oh yeah, Thunderstorm in the background, that's Ambient Mixer. If you like the world map, it's Wonderdraft. If you like the dungeon map or the battleground, it's Dungeon Alchemist. And if you like the town maps, it's Canvas of Kings. There you go. Now, what happened last episode? The party faced their first skirmish of the siege. A group of priests used magic to dig under the defenses of the fort and erupted into the yard. Fortunately, audience was able to convince them to settle the encounter through a team duel. The encounter had its difficult moment when Fisher was nearly exploded. Unfortunate critical hit by a spell, but in the end, the invading priest surrendered, and it became more and more apparent. Sorry, I think I skipped the word here. The invading priest surrendered, as it became more and more apparent their bests could only defeat one of our heroes, maybe two if they all sacrificed themselves. The consequence of defeat being the defeated party would commit their resource to helping the victor. Our adventurers now find themselves with new allies in the coming conflict. So, that's what happened last episode. Well, there was a little bit of scouting toward the end. Fisher and Terry had been able to establish that the enemy was preparing for an assault. Siege weapons were being made. No thunderstorm. Siege weapons were being made. Remy volunteered himself for a round of scouting. Fortunately, nothing bad happened, but he did get a confirmation of what was being built. Could have gone really bad, you know. So, 3 catapults, a siege tower, and a whole bunch of ladders were being built. And I believe we ended the last episode with all of you wishing to make sure that Remy was completely himself to discuss the strategy of the next step before continuing. Because for some reason, Remy was feeling a bit under the weather at that moment. A bit disoriented. More silent than usual.
Carefully considering his options.
Yes. Oh. The images for the battleground is completely out of whack. Okay, hold on.
Well, then we better get them into whack.
Yeah, all you have to do is just hit them hard enough and everything will be nice. Fine. Please do not follow this advice on people, just on cameras.
Yes, if you whack them on camera, at least make sure you're getting paid for it.
Yeah, because it's gonna cost you a lot to explain that after. So whose camera is this? Why is everything so weird? This is 4-player. Did we lose one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Something weird is happening. Ah! Something less weird is happening now. Okay. Where is that camera? That's camera is there. You should be there. Alright. You should be there. That's good. Whoops. There was a problem on that one. Oh. Okay.
Whose camera's having a problem?
Well, technically, Andre and Sam.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
They're not centered properly. Sam, that's okay because we only have audio. But Andre, we actually need to be able to see more of what we're supposed to see. Alright. And what's that? Oh, that's so weird. Okay. Alright, well, if you want to start talking about the strategy, I will readjust the cameras. So, okay.
So there's the catapults that are going to start throwing things at us. I have move earth, but I don't think I can make like a shelter with that. I could just make us a little better fortified with trenches and stuff.
Sam, you're muted. Oh, good. I can stop fiddling with a camera that's not actually working well.
Whoa.
Hello.
Okay. Which means we stop that here. And no, that's the photos. Where's the group photos? So it really is this one. So why is everything so weird? I don't know. We got everyone. So let's go with that. Sam, you're muted. So if you were talking, we didn't hear you.
No, I was just coughing.
Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, you had just decided to reconvene So you could talk about your strategy about what to do next. Let's go in a more secure area. Where do you want to go to talk about this? Stay on the walls or?
We can go.
I think we were going to also talk while talking to Remy to our two other compatriots as well who are good at stealth.
Oh yeah, that's right. You wanted to involve them into this attempt at trying to get your opponent. Hold on. I'm almost there. Here we go. We don't need Fisher's photo on. Here we go. All right, so that should work. And that should work. Yay, everything works. All right. So where do you want to reconvene? On the walls? In a tent? In the middle? Near the person that you're protecting? Or... What? I need a little bit more than that.
I mean, personally, if they're looking to potentially attack the walls, I don't want to be anywhere near that, especially if they miss.
Mm-hmm.
As in, if they start while we're talking. Anyway.
We just do in one of the tents. Are they tents?
Okay, yeah.
Because you don't want to squish the guy. Probably. Some of them might, actually.
So, why isn't... Oh, that's why. Here we go. Now we got a image for audience. Alright, so you want to reconvene inside of a tent and start talking about this. So let's get you all inside of the tent. People are going to be looking at this. And we got 2 allies, meaning that Fantasia is going to be alone. Let's give her Orunak. You can tell him what you want him to do after. All right.
And then I would like to cast See Invisibility on myself, and keep an eye out for any magical sensors.
Okay. All right. So you know that they're coming from the north. You know that they're building siege equipment, catapults. They have incendiary device. That's what Remy was able to identify. Incendiary device. A few stones and a few dead things to throw inside of the camp. Dead things that was Terry who was able to identify this. You don't exactly know when they plan to do this. You know that they're going to be ready in a few... Not too long. Maybe an hour or something like this. So? It's your strategy. Say something.
Raimi scratches under his beak for a moment, and then, probably in the exact emphasis and means that he saw it done, said before, like when he heard this word, sabotage.
I like it.
All right.
I think our first question to answer: do we want to sneakily sabotage so that when they try in a way that they don't know, and when they try and use them, they break or backfire? Or do we just want to blow them up?
Um,
Azidra would say that is no, Azidra and Isalna both would say that this is an interesting question because it's going to depend extremely on when you want this to occur. If you just want to sabotage them, it's going to be very discreet, and the sabotage would need to be subtle enough that it breaks down as they're trying to use it. Maybe even after one use or something like this. Isidra answers. They're probably going to verify everything before attacking at least once, so it's going to have to be well hidden. Ideally, something that we can remote activate.
Uh-huh.
Salna would say, but if you just want to destroy everything, well, we already have part of our answer. Didn't Remy say that they had incendiary devices? Everything is made out of wood.
If we take some of those catapult shots and just kind of toss some in the siege tower and toss the rest on the catapults as they currently are. If they did a good job building those projectiles, then that fire should be pretty hard to put out. It should do a good amount of damage.
Isalna
I think
looks
it
at
would
you
be
for
the
Isalna,
easiest.
Isalna looks at you for a brief moment. That's an interesting idea. Make sure that they blow up just as they're being used. The incendiary device will simply all fall on the machine, burning everything and a few people along with it. Just hope you have a strong stomach. I hear burning flesh doesn't smell quite like bacon. And she smiles slightly in a way that makes you think that this is something she's done before.
I've cast a few fireballs. I know that I get the gist. I think it would be potentially more effective if we could find a way to have them explode at opportune times. I think it would be easiest and most devastating equipment-wise if we just try and destroy them as much as possible, as fast as possible. And then if they don't have, need to go bring in more materials to build more. Because like if we try and sabotage and we just kind of do little things that don't fully incapacitate the equipment, then it's easier to repair and get back up and running, I think. Versus if we just kind of scorched earth everything.
Isidro would answer to that. Well, if you want to make sure that they can't make more, then we gotta take out those who are making them. Whether it be engineers or artificers. Because honestly, you can't build something like this inside of a day. It's usually something that takes days. A siege tower, within a few hours, should be taking weeks to build those things. So they're most likely magically assisted. So if you take out the people making them, you can make sure that they can't make more with the rubbles of what's left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're actively working on them, we can try and take them out when we take out the siege equipment. Hopefully they should be there working on it. But if also the ones building it are also the ones operating it, then sabotage might also work to take them out. I've never been great at scheming, stealthy, sabotage kind of things. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, to that, Isama would say, yes, exactly. I don't suppose any of you have something that goes boom on command.
We have something that not quite on command, but on purposeful detonation. I guess that's what on command is, isn't it? Yes, but we'd have to hit it.
Oh, that won't do. That won't do at all. She looks at you, Remy, for a brief moment as... Remy, I know you have some very lovely bracers. Are they only exploding on hits, or can you choose when they blow up?
Raimi. Oh, actually, even I have to double check that real quick, but I'm pretty sure.
Remy!
It's always good to confirm before speaking.
Remy takes a moment to think while his soul looks through it through the description.
Also, I have I guess again this wouldn't be on command, but maybe we could figure out like we could makeshift like a timer, a delayed fuse kind of thing.
Oh, that would be hard, but not impossible. I'm thinking if we want to destroy everything we can at the right moment, we need something that pushes everything out of place. That's why I was going for something that explodes, a little bit of thunder damage, if you will. It's just going to push everything out of place, and if you put it at the right place at the right moment, like inside of an incendiary device, just as they're being flung, you make them explode. And so everyone under the machine just gets splashed with burning whatever it is they're going to put inside. But we need to be able to make the explosion when we want it to. I guess one of us could try and rig some sort of string and make the whole thing explode on demand like this, but I'd much prefer something that you just have to think and it goes boom.
Mm-hmm. We have... Can't think, though. It has to be activated with ice, and also
That's what I've been
we
talking
only have one. Yeah.
Well, we can. I believe. So we have the bomb.
Yeah.
I believe we can section it into smaller portions
Mm-hmm.
to make a couple smaller bombs to put inside. Um, but again, they generally they are set off by a sufficiently cold source coming into contact with it.
Mm-hmm.
I have um, this vial of so I believe it is the blood of the Rakshin that is very cold. So we might be able to use that to set it off without having to hit it with some kind of cold magic directly.
Yes, but then you have to hit the container with the
Yeah,
blood
yeah,
inside.
yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
we could, and Remy, I'm pitching this to you. So you're a little better with the small tinkery stuff. How do you think we could make a some kind of container that will break when it is accelerated hard enough? That we could put the cold blood in, so that when they launch from the catapult, that jerk could possibly open or break something that dumps it onto the bomb.
Raimi considers. Do I?
I have a set of Tinkerer's tools. I do not have proficiency in them. I have proficiency
Well,
in Smith's tools.
So, Remy, I'd say something like this is possible, but it's a very elaborate and very sensitive little device for a trap. You're not sure you can do it in a few hours. And the skill check would be not an easy
High.
one. Not impossible, but not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Raimi considers something. Points to Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in possibly a bit weirdly, Raimi starts acting like a mime.
Mm,
From inside of you, Fisher, you hear, oh no, now he's lost his voice as well.
Sorry, I should be more specific because I just realized that there's many different tricks that mime is associated with, but the one that is more appropriate here is that Raimi starts pretending that he is trapped in a box.
mm-hmm.
In order to give you more time, or
Raimi shakes his head, points to Fisher, and then also points to his sword.
yeah, you have an idea with Wall of Force.
It's like Raimi nods.
Are you saying just as soon as they fire, put it up right in front of their catapult so all the explosives just smack into it and blow up? At point blank range?
Raimi nods.
I would
Above
need to be
table,
able to
it's invisible. It activates at a moment's notice, and
Yeah.
all of the force will go downward.
Um, let me double check the range is 120 feet. So I would need to be close enough.
Well,
And
Azidra, when you take out the object and consider this, Azidra would say, somehow I doubt that you can actually make that. You did say we have 1 hour before they arrive.
I have a spell that I don't super understand.
Okay.
It's Mirage Arcane. It makes a 1 mile square look, sound, and even smell and even feel like some other sort of terrain. So I could make it a swamp. Even if creatures can see through the illusion, they still get affected from the terrain, as in like make it difficult terrain. So we could use that to at least make it hard, if not impossible, to push siege towers through. Except I didn't prepare it.
yeah,
Should have started with that. I forgot we only have an hour.
yeah.
So essentially, Azidra, if you want to use that strategy, Azidra says that you wouldn't be the best pick. It would probably be her because she has the most likely the best stealth of all of you. And I don't remember if it's an attunement object, but if it is, you most likely have just enough time to let her attune to it.
It is attunement. I am not stealthy. However, I do have the boots of elven kind.
Well, Azidra is a rogue, and Remy can confirm that she is good.
Yeah. And I have invisibility. But this is probably the most straightforward sword.
Raimi holds up a talon, makes a question mark, and then minor illusions a web.
You minor illusion a web or a deploying web?
It's like a minor illusion, specifically what it looks like when the web spell is cast.
Mm-hmm.
Where? On the catapults?
Just at the right time.
I guess that would also mess them up, probably. Web is also flammable, so it would probably spread the fire once it. I don't know if web would be able to fully stop. I mean, it's strong, but like. catapult's a lot of force.
Isalna would add, well, we don't need to completely stop the catapult. We just need to make sure that the web applies enough pressure on the canister to make sure that it breaks.
Uh-huh. I don't have web. I believe you have it, correct, Remy?
Maybe nuts.
Would you be able? I mean, how much can you cast it?
Azidra says, well, he's been placing web bombs for the last day. So I'm guessing he can do that quite often.
Maybe just starts making whistling sounds.
Uh-huh. Yeah. If you think, because they would really need to all go off at the same time. Because I mean, I assume they're gonna shoot them all at the same time, or at least in very quick succession. And if as soon as we sabotage one, they're gonna be on high alert. So.
Azidra would say, that's a good point. We need to make sure that they all decide to throw incendiary device at the same time. Otherwise, we're still going to have to deal with at least one or two. Or maybe having two different plans is not a bad idea. One for the first wave and the other one for the second wave.
Yeah.
So which is which?
Zedra says, tell me, Remy, are those little bombs of yours sensitive to a lot of weight? Does it need to be stepped on, or does a well-placed projectile enough to trigger them?
Holds up 2 talons, considering Raymond has had this exact experience not that long ago.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, in that case, only 2 persons are needed to take care of all of this, which means the only real question is, who do we think will have the easiest time getting back to the fort after deploying those? Isalna says they'll most likely use this once inside the mist, so we can't aim for them. But if we have someone in the mist, or in this case 2 people in the mist, we can probably make sure that they don't get to fire too many times. And that is a good question. How do we get back in? Because the moment they start, they're probably going to be watching the gates.
Raimi just
Could it be as the fort magically blocks teleport, right? Teleportation stuff.
I do believe that Antasia said so, yes.
Could it be as simple as audience has a rope of climbing? Just run around the back and we could just let that down the wall.
The walls are protected against normal attempt. I think you'd risk burning yourself. But if you could have magical protection while coming back, that would be a whole different story.
would volunteer, but I feel like I could be useful making trenches to help as a secondary defense.
So Raimi just flaps his
Raimi, you
cloak
can fly.
and then also
Yeah.
makes a now you see me? I don't.
As Hydra would say, well, yes, that is true. We do have at least two who can fly without transforming themselves. How much
Also,
weight?
I think, Remy, how big of an illusion can you make? Big as the gate?
How big is the gate?
The gate itself?
The doors?
Most likely 10 feet wide and probably 15 to 20 feet high.
Raimi considers big enough. Above table, silent image can be made as big as a 15-foot cube.
Okay.
Like, you could just illusion a gate in front of the gate, and we could just let you in.
Yeah.
Or I could also make another fog cloud in front of the gate, although that would be kind of suspicious. I think audience and Raimi would be a very good team.
You see, now I'm just considering just above table. Now I'm considering like the first, like either the first round or the second round. It's like maybe the first round like audience is just like playing the same game he was before of catching them and throwing them back down.
Yeah.
And then Raimi sabotaging the rest so that they explode on themselves.
I think these ones are going to be a little bigger.
I know. I just had an image in my
Yeah.
brain, so but Raimi can't have that image, so I just feel like I, the player, have to voice it out loud.
Oh, that's okay. Taranad probably had the same image in his mind, except in his mind, audience tries to grab the urn as it's been thrown, and he just get.
Audience, what do you think?
You're still muted.
Yeah, I can do it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That sounds good.
You could both fly. You're also at least kind of stealthy. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you two have the best options for getting in and out. If shit hits the fan.
All right, then. I think this means we have a plan. Remy and audience will go outside as these machines are getting closer, trying to make sure that they can't get any closer than this, and the rest of us are going to be here making sure the defenses hold. Now, I think we have another 2/3 of an hour before they start. So, how do you want to spend this time? Do you have everything prepared?
I'll start digging trenches using move earth.
What's the range of that?
It is 2 hours, and I can spend 10 minutes at a time making a 40-foot square. I can make it 20 feet deep. Or I can make hills up to 10 feet, 20 feet high.
So
It's a lot of 40, but
yeah, but you
I,
know that the fort is 100 feet long.
true.
It's 100
I mean,
feet square.
yeah. So if I had to do 10 foot at a time or 40 feet at a time, that would take a long time.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Uh.
3, 4, 5, 7.
Also, could you do it from inside the fort, or would you have to be outside?
I think I could do it from the wall.
Yeah, I have the spell in front of me. It's 120 feet, the range. So he can probably do it from inside a wall. It's just that he would need to cast it 10 times to cover the entire perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd
Well-
cast it once. It would
Oh,
last
yeah,
2 hours, and every 10 minutes I could do a new
Yeah.
square.
Okay. Patches in area of terrain no larger than 40 feet on a side within range. You can reshape dirt, sand, clay. You can raise or lower the area, elevate, create, blah blah blah, and extend such a channel. If you affect 30 feet square, you can create a pillar up to 20 feet high, blah blah blah. At the end of every 10 minutes, you spend concentrating on the spell, you can choose a new area of terrain. And it would do, yeah, you have enough time. I think you have enough time.
Mm-hmm. I could at least get one side down and then hope that.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the north side down, then at the very least, if things fail, they have to, for the
Funnel
siege towers
through.
specifically, they have to go around.
Yeah.
Well, it's a misconception that siege tower were used to as a huge protected ladder. They were normally used to get people above the wall level so that they could shoot arrows
Oh.
on the walls and on the
So
towers.
even if they were 40 feet away from the wall, they could shoot in.
Yeah, they were on wheels, and it did happen historically that the towers eventually reached the walls, but it was really rare because of how heavy it is to push.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the main thing is that if you're able to turn your enemy's advantage against them, that's kind of the main reason.
Yeah.
Because if you can get on the wall and start firing on them, then it's more difficult for them to get to you while you're firing on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something that can be interesting with that. Isalna would specify that is an interesting plan of yours. I'd like to suggest that you don't dig too close to the walls. Try and dig very far off. And once that's done, yes, I think that could possibly work. Jorg, don't dig too much. Just a 15-foot section. in the path of the tower. Remy,
All
if
right.
you have enough spell capability, you can hide this as they're moving forward. Unless they have something to see through the invisibility, the tower would eventually fall in as it's getting closer.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
If they want to push that tower close enough to the walls so that they can see above it, they're going to use magic, I would guess, to push it. Something like Big B's hand.
Hmm.
If they do that, that trap could possibly make sure that the tower falls as it's moving forward.
Oopsie.
Exactly. And if they can't move it forward, well then at least we'll know now that they can't do much with this.
We need to know a pretty direct path of the siege tower. Which I guess is just kind of a straight line from where it is now.
Yeah, so if we know where the siege towers are, we can just dig the holes in front of them.
Short distance between any 2 points is a straight line.
True that.
And for some reason, while Remy said that, because the sound has been copied from someone else, you can hear a page being turned at the end of this.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you seem to have a plan to get siege equipment out of order.
Mm-hmm.
If you can pull it off, you have a good chance of having just bought yourself one more night of sort of peacefulness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, anything else you want to add to this strategy?
I don't think so. I mean, I'll be on the wall just in case. I mean, I could still use Wall of Force to potentially block incoming projectiles if they get through. If the web thing doesn't work. Depending on how good my aim is. But yeah, I think.
Well, someone who's going to go outside and try to use all of what you've prepared will need to have your cube. Just in case all the catapult aren't being loaded with incendiary device. You're going to have to be able to use your strategy more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, I figure if they aren't if they are using the incendiary, then we're hoping the web will stop it and blow it up early. If they aren't, then using the wall of force that close isn't gonna do anything other than block the projectile
Oh,
up front because it's not gonna like explode on it. It's just gonna kind of bounce. And if we're just blocking it and not blowing them up anyway, I might as well block them from here.
hold on. Sam disappeared. I don't know if he just lost connection or if he fell asleep.
I mean, then again, he's on his phone, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go. And like that. Alright, at least we have everyone. He's offline, so I'm
He
guessing.
probably must have lost service or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is he just home in bed, or is he's somewhere else?
He is.
You don't have to give me details. I'm just wondering: is he in a clinic? Is he?
He's sick. He might be catching. Might be at the airport.
Oh.
Oh.
I know he's flying tomorrow.
Oh,
or-
okay.
It might have been a red eye. But I know he's also sick.
Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. I'll just send him a message. Come back. All right. Well, hopefully you'll get the message. All right, all right. So, well, that's really up to you how you want to do this. A strategy will most likely not work several times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So either you find a way to get them to use incendiary device on all catapult at once, so it just works once, or you have more than one plan. So the web, for example, and your wall of force for a second firing.
Thing is, I don't know who. Assume, if anybody, Rami would be the only one that could attune to my sword. Because the staff of power is only attunable by, I believe, wizards, sorcerers, and warlocks.
The force field comes from the object, right?
From the
Right.
sword, yes. Yeah, I have to. Wall of force is through the sword.
Well, you do have a.
But-
Yeah, go ahead.
So he's correct. It's like it's class specific. So
You said wizards, sorcerers, and warlock?
yeah. So in other words, like you have to have one of those classes in order to be able to attune to it.
Oh no! I know. I'm just wondering if you're talking about all of this and you're translating for Terry because he is a sorcerer. He can't use the melee element of the sword, but he can use the abilities of the sword.
Maybe I need you to go out here with my sword with a little worm on it. Um,
You tie the sword to Terry and he starts flying. He has the fly spell.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we have options.
He wields it. Oh my god, I forget his name, but the human in Delicious in Dungeon with his sword that's like the clam animated armor thing.
I didn't watch it. Sorry.
All right. I mean, I am not good at sneaking, but I do have the boots of Elvenkind, and I can go
Mm.
invisible, which should technically negate the need for sneaking because I can't be seen or heard and don't leave any tracks. Um, and I do have the fly spell.
Well, if we go down to the simple fact of resource, Terry has the fly spell, which means he can cast it on someone, including you or himself.
Yeah.
Which means you could become invisible, keep it up, and he could concentrate on flying.
Yeah.
When it's a spell that you both have, you essentially have a way to use two concentration spell.
Yeah. All right.
So playing changes. It's Remy. Oh, Remy's picture is instead of Jorg's.
No.
That needs to end.
I don't know if it was planned, but you looked up, and in the image, you are just under Jorg, and he is in the wrong place. So that
Uh-oh. The only
worked
reason
so
I care
well.
is for my own safety.
Why wouldn't you feel safe around me?
I don't know.
Because you're racist.
Call a guy
No.
You have a problem with black birds.
I didn't say he was a bird.
Black avian.
All right.
So
Amy, Terry.
So how are you organizing all of this now?
It sounds like me, Raimi, and Terry will go out there. I'll cast invisibility on myself, and Terry can cast fly. Do we start with that? Because to get out of the fort too, so we don't have to open the gate. if we open the gate, then they kind of know we're coming out to do something.
Terry can use extended spell, so he can increase the duration of fly to 20 minutes.
And he can also cast
Sup?
it.
Raimi points to Fisher, points to himself. Pooh, pooh.
I could cast it on both of us. Yeah.
No, Raimi shakes his head. It's like he waves his fingers, points at you, Pooh, and then points to another spot.
Teleport.
Oh. Um,
Above table, I have access to vortex warp.
and so we both have it, so we could friggin' leapfrog. Uh-huh. Um,
Honestly, it entirely depends on how many, like what resources we're willing to expend.
yeah. Also, well, I mean, I think the reason we were using fly is because teleportation specifically is blocked inside the
Well,
fort.
you know, technically, you've seen that projectile can get through. So if instead of trying to teleport on the wall, you try to
Teleport above
teleport
the
in
wall,
front of the
all-
wall, and you let gravity do the rest of the work, it's just a save. If you succeed it, you don't take damage. If you do, you take a little bit of fall damage.
Harry can cast. He's got the slots to cast fly.
Oh yeah, he hasn't used anything today.
Yeah. And he's a 13th level sorcerer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he can.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. You know, Terry can use catapult on himself. Jeez Louise. The things you can do when you weigh less than 5 pounds.
Uh-huh. Anyway. All right.
Strategies are getting weirder by the minute.
Yeah.
Quick, let's pick one before it gets even weirder.
All right. So we go out there, invisible. You try. Plan A is webs. Plan B is the wall. Does
Don't forget Plan
I-
F.
I feel like I had it, or I saw it on there at some point the last time I looked. Does Terry have suggestion?
How would he be able to cast that? No one
That's
can
why I
understand
was
him.
like, how was?
Yeah, I just
confused.
let's that one in the
Well, I
bud right
thought I
there.
remember seeing it on his spell list, but
No, he has confusion, but not
Okay.
suggestion.
okay.
Now, if he were, say, an aberrant mind sorcerer, then it would actually be possible to cast suggestion without even verbal components. It's basically just mind control. But it's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
Well, he is an aberrant mind. But he doesn't have suggestion in his spell list.
Yep. Because I was thinking you use that to make them use the incendiary first, but yeah, no. All right.
Hold on, hold on.
Set on.
Uh,
Mind.
oh, I think it's on.
Fisher is very much against enchantment magic.
She doesn't have it prepared. Damn. Okay. I was looking at Antasia's spell.
Mm-hmm.
She is a wizard. She can change her list, but she didn't prepare that today.
Dang.
Well, is there something that Terry can actually do for this? Cause fear, mind spike, detect thoughts, clairvoyance, and sending, confusion. Nah, nothing that would be really useful to that. He's got Misty Step, Detect Magic. No, nothing. No one has it, and we don't have any bards. Oh,
How close are we gonna need to get, Raimi? For your
Remy?
bombs.
How close?
For your part of the plan. The bombs, the range. She wants to know.
Are we setting them like by hand, or are you setting them by hand, or is he throwing it? Is it a?
It's Raimi holds up both of his hands in front of him, and then the invisible hand taps you on the shoulder.
Okay.
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
He sets them up remotely.
I was thinking of doing basically the same thing with Unseen Servant, but yeah, I forgot you've got that. All right.
Options.
Yeah.
Look, I've been playing this character for the past, 5 years? I have given myself too many options.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So, that's the plan. That's what you do. You're ready. You prepared.
Yep.
All right.
At least as we can be.
I guess Jorg and audience stays inside of the fort with Azidra and Isalna, and Remy and Fisher go outside. Well, Remy, Fisher, and Terry.
Into the unknown.
All right. So, you take the next few minutes to prepare yourselves. Get ready to go outside. Terry catapults himself. No.
Whee!
Yeah. You wanted to add something, Fisher?
I've had a short rest since the dwarves, right? How long
You haven't
is
been
that?
doing a lot, and you can probably wait another 30 minutes before leaving. It's going to leave you 15 minutes. It's going to be a bit tighter to get everything done in time, but you can.
Yeah, I could use that.
All right. All right. So, you take a rest. Getting ready for this incursion. So, how are you leaving? You're just using fly to get out? Vortex warp to get out? Cast an illusion on the gate and get out?
All right, just above table. Do we want to be able to go out invisible, or
Yeah,
just sneakily?
probably invisible. I think terror casting fly is gonna be.
I mean, basically, if we both have access to the invisible spell, it's like, and then Terry casts fly on you, and then Raimi can just fly himself out.
With your cloak, yeah, we should be able to fly out invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
So just to get out of the sphere of influence of the protection of the castle, you just leap out of the castle and
It looks super cool, but nobody can see it 'cause we're invisible.
yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Except me, I can see how cool Randy's being. Invisibility.
And the way they do that, I will start making trenches.
All right. So you find yourself outside. Remy and Fisher, you find yourself outside of the walls, surrounded by fog. Can't see a whole lot. Well, except for Remy with the right cowl.
He has that one in particular prepared, so and he's probably going to use it so he can have a greater view of the situation as they get closer to it.
And Terry can help Fisher navigate through the dense fog.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Fisher, you cast invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
You can still cast. You can still roll for stealth.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna try and be stealthy. In addition, also I could cast invisibility on both of us, Rami. You.
I mean, that entirely, again, depends on resource management, because I can at least cast it on my cast it once for free each day.
Uh-huh.
So I guess it depends on how valuable your spell points are.
Uh-huh. How am I doing?
Honestly, it's like I would
I'm
say
good.
let's just go for the 2 level 2s rather than a level 3, just because of the fact that I can cast it once for free.
Yeah, okay.
If we need to, I mean, we'll inevitably have to use them again if we want to sneak back in. So let's maybe save it for that point.
Yeah. Alright, good call.
All right. So you move about, invisible. You can still roll for stealth because they can't see you, but they can still hear you.
Actually, they can't hear both of us, but we should still do it for when we inevitably have to drop invisibility for whatever else we're doing. So I will still roll for stealth regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, because we both have the boots, right?
Okay. Okay.
with advantage and disadvantage canceling each other out, and a +0. The roll, I got
2.
14.
You got what?
14. Not bad. Pretty good, actually. All things
It's
considered.
above average.
Above it.
Yeah, the average is 10 on a roll.
Yeah.
So it's above average. Remy?
And Raimi gets a 30.
I could hear some disappointment in that sentence. Remy gets a 30.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
I
just
rolled
saying
under
with-
what he adds.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I currently can't roll, at least for stealth anyway, like a lower than a 25. But you always hope for more with an advantage on top of it.
Yeah.
Just remember that he has proficiency and expertise on stealth, so
Yeah.
that helps.
Hey, my sleight of hand is even grosser. Right now, thanks to the gloves of thievery, it's a +20,
Funny. Yeah.
meaning I can't roll lower than a 30.
Yeah. So basically, he can steal anything from any villagers anywhere in the world, unless he rolled a natural 1, and they roll.
Which I can't.
Oh, you thought those were your pockets? They're actually Remy's pockets.
Everybody else's pockets is just an extension of my pockets.
They're just holding on to things.
Every time he enters into a town, a village, or a city, it just appears in his mind. Those are my pockets.
People are just carrying my things, and
Yeah.
I will get them
Okay,
out
so
of my pockets when I need them.
Yeah.
Actually, not gonna lie, that sounds like a really fun concept for like a world's god. It's like
Oh, God of thievery. What do you mean?
it's just a god that's connected to every pocket in existence.
It's an ability, yes. That's why you keep losing change. It's just him getting the change out whenever he buys something.
Yeah, and guess where he stores everything that he collects?
In your pockets.
In other people's pockets.
In a pocket dimension.
Oh, the pockets of the world. Damn.
Not even the universe's pockets are safe.
No. And you know what
Well, you
happens?
see, the universe has several holes in their pockets. Black holes, wormholes.
And you know, if you put a bag of holding inside of a demiplane, it means that he has pockets in his pockets. It's the ultimate pocket thief. Oh.
All right, let's go blow up these catapults.
All right.
Fuck
Do
yeah,
you
have
want to
fun.
have the break? Because I feel like Fisher, you're so
Probably
slowly
should before we
sliding.
forget to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if audience is ever gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
In case you're wondering how I know, audience is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know you were making out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did he tell you?
No, we deduced it.
Well, yeah, because I'm also not feeling great. So now
Uh-huh.
the only obvious answer is that
That
we're
was funny,
making
'cause
out.
That it was a
Sam made that
threesome.
joke when we were having breakfast with Ari the other day because Ari wasn't sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you missed
know,
that.
Now, how is it that I was at an event with 70 plus individuals from different parts of the state and in other states, and yet I'm the one that's not sick?
Mhm.
Have a real
You only
life
kissed
conflict.
one man. That's the problem.
All right. See you in 15 minutes. Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome back. No, we haven't been able to reach audience. Hopefully he's okay. It's just that there was a connection loss wherever he is. But he didn't talk to me about anything, so usually he tells me if he's gonna be moving somewhere. Alright. Maybe he did leave earlier than we thought he would. Maybe there's just I don't know, power out.
Man.
Who knows? Well, he knows, but he's not gonna tell us because that's the kind of person he is. Alright. So, oh yeah, we don't need the there you go. Alright. So, Remy and Fisher, you find yourself outside of the fort. Sorry. And you're slowly moving through this fog, this dense fog. Magical dense fog. Well, magically summoned dense fog. Remy, you can see because of the cowl. Fisher, you can see because Terry tells you what's beyond 10 feet in front of you. You're moving stealthily. Well, one of you is moving stealthily.
14's not bad.
It's above average.
Yeah.
At the end of a campaign. That's But, you know, most of the enemies that you're facing are most likely the equivalent of level 5 rogues or warriors. So they don't have that great of a perception roll.
Also, it doesn't matter until we're no longer invisible.
Well,
Or they can see invisibility.
just let me check.
Because of boots.
I mean, if they could see through fog and also invisibility, then we're dealing with some level 9ers. Well, not level 9. I think which site, not which site. True Seeing is a level
6?
5. 6?
No, I'm just thinking about, you know, you're going to be moving through there, you're going to be touching stuff, trying to make your way through. Invisibility doesn't protect you against knocking over a crate. It just protects you from being seen while knocking over a crate.
Oh, yeah.
So, slowly moving toward the enemy line. Are you waiting for them to go inside the mist and start making their way? Or are you going to them just before they start moving?
I think we should wait until they get into the mist.
Okay.
Because then it's also harder for them to tell what's going on when we start fucking with stuff.
Alright.
Plus, it also makes it harder for them to see what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally what we're doing.
Yep.
Alright, so You're pushing forward and waiting for them to enter. It takes a little bit of time, but fortunately, invisibility lasts an hour, so you don't have to be too afraid of that. Maybe after waiting half an hour, alone in the mist. Well, Remy can see, but for you, Fisher, it's really just Terry. Anybody coming? And you just see a bunch of stars in front of you. Okay, good. What is that? Is that someone? Oh, okay. After half an hour, Terry and Remy can confirm that there's movement. And Remy and Terry can confirm it's not just a little bit of movement. It's not just 3 catapult moving forward with a tower moving behind them. There are a lot of people moving with them. There are engineers, or rather, maintenance crew of these engines. People are moving behind a good amount of soldiers. Easily 30 to 40 of them just accompanying this. Some of them you can easily identify as being those there to maintain the catapult, to reload the catapults. But some of them you can identify as being archers, and they're moving behind the tower as it's moving much slower, but just like it was anticipated, they are using magic to push the tower forward. And you do see this one wizard concentrating heavily and pushing the tower using magic. All of that is making its way, moving in 50 feet, 100 feet. When it starts reaching the point of 200 feet, it's close enough to the base to start trying to attack it. So there's a contingent of people that are separating and are moving with the tower, slowly moving forward, still moving forward. You can probably expect the tower to move all the way to something like 100 feet from the wall. Closer if they can. But the catapults have stopped. And you can start hearing hushed orders being given. First, you hear them give the order to load boulders. Inside, in a siege, it's a pretty standard way of doing things. First, you test out the walls. Can they hold up? Can they withstand a few hits? If they can, usually they're not going to waste time because it's going to take too many projectile to get through a wall. So they'll usually stop, and this is when they're going to start concentrating on throwing things above and inside. But they're slowly loading them. Huge chunks of rocks being pushed, hauled up. You can see the catapult just going as it's being loaded.
Do I seeing these projectiles?
Mm-hmm.
do I feel like the wall could take a hit or two?
If everything Antasia said, the wall can withstand any non-magical projectile. So it would be able to withstand boulders because it's been warded. It's if the boulders are enhanced that it's going to cancel out the protection and possibly do a lot of damage.
Um. Can Terry tell if the boulders are magical?
Garden guest. Here we go. So that's a 26 for Terry to look at this. He definitely tries when you ask him. His answer is going to be there's a mix. There are normal boulders and there are enhanced boulders.
Okay. That they're currently loading?
The enhanced boulders are not being currently loaded. So that would tell you as a strategist that they're going to progressively do this.
Yeah, okay. I'll let the normal boulders fly. And press the wall. And not show ourselves too early.
You watch them prepare those boulders and you watch them put them inside. You watch them throw them. George, you're on the walls like this on the northern side.
Doc.
We should have had a psychic connection.
Well, you don't. So,
Yep.
So you're just there on the wall. You know, it's been
good knowing
30
you.
minutes, 45 minutes since they all left. You're done dinging out this trench in front. All that's missing is an illusion spell to make sure that the tower falls in. You're a bit worried because, you know, you're alone with Azidra and Isalna and Antasia. They're all on towers looking at things. You're alone on the wall looking in the direction where your friends left. And then suddenly you see this huge boulder.
Holy shit.
Oh. You feel the resonance of the magic on the wall, just creating some sort of cushion, preventing it from simply being obliterated and pushing in the opposite direction. You see the boulder explode and all of the rock just, instead of going your way, going on the opposite way and just being thrown back.
Oh god.
Then a few moments later, another one arrives and hits the tower to your right, where Isalna is. She just, you look up and you just see her go, like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh. Are you sure your wall's gonna survive this?
From the other side of the fort, you hear Antasia just says, "Don't worry, so long as they don't use magically enhanced ammunition, the wall is not even going to be damaged."
Maybe don't yell that.
It's like, maybe don't yell that.
How else do you
Maybe
want
shut
me
up.
to do this? You're 100 feet away.
Uh, well, you can always come to me, but anyways, I'll try to finish this pit and then I'll move somewhere safer.
Do you actually ask her to go to you?
No, in the future she can.
Okay. From your point of view, Georg, it's a bit of a nerve-wracking situation as you see these boulders arriving and they just explode. And just for fun, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Mm-hmm. I left my
Just for
dice in my bag, so I'm just gonna roll it the computer way. 11.
And you just see them arriving and exploding on the walls. And just as you're starting to feel safe, you've seen enough of them explode, one of them just arrives straight for you. And you have this brief moment of, oh God, I hope. And then it explodes in front of you. And fortunately, this is not a magical projectile. But you have to admit that you were there watching it and you just saw it arriving square on. It was really like... and it explodes in front of you. You have a brief moment of thinking, I think I'm supposed to be dead. Then after a few minutes, well, no, probably a good 10 minutes because it takes a while to reload those things.
Why didn't we hire transmuters?
It takes a little bit of time to reload these catapults. But after maybe 10 or 15 minutes, the pounding on the walls stop. Well, that was interesting. Audience
can't mean-
on another wall. Audience on another wall just looks at you. Just like in Bahanor. But he says this with such a smile.
Because it ended so well there.
Well, the projectile are hitting the barrier with a lot more force. This time, the wards are good enough to just push it back outside. When you were in Bahanor, the concussion force of these projectiles still got through. And you were blasted with the air that almost pushed you off the wall when one of them exploded near you. So, okay. Not as bad as that, but still on a smaller scale. This is not Bahanor. These aren't the walls of a huge city that has supposedly existed for hundreds of years, with walls thick enough to resist almost anything and so many barrier generator that it takes years for a siege to get through everything they can possibly have as defense. Suddenly, when you think about this, you look at this fort, it feels much smaller.
Yep.
You feel a bit naked compared to Bahanor's.
Yeah. I'm.
Towers had huge sentinel crystals on them that just fired and had this really powerful sound when they when they return their fire. Oh, okay, that's wood that you're standing on.
Yeah, wood, and no return fire whatsoever.
Back from
Well, that
yeah.
they know, I guess.
No, you haven't put anything,
On
but
its way.
but they did say that Antasia did say that she saw Isalna have one surprise in store, something that she supposedly brought with her. You don't know what that is, but it's part of the future that Antasia was able to see. Back in the battlefield, after a good 15 minutes of watching these boulder being thrown and hearing the and the spread of all these little pebbles, Remy, fortunately, you can see the walls. You know that they're okay. You saw that projectile going right for Jorg, and you had that really, really, really mixed feeling moment of yes, no, yes, damn it. But then it stops.
Really, Raby's just had a lot of mixed feelings the last several days.
And then it stops.
Getting all mixed up.
Well, it's weird stuff happening. And, you don't like Jorg, but you don't actually completely hate him. It's
like if he could just lobotomize the part of his brain that he doesn't like.
You're transforming into a healing zombie. After 15 minutes or so of watching those projectiles being hurled at the castle, at the fort, it eventually stops. You hear the muffled orders of those working this. It's not working. All right, come on. Let's see how good their defenses are. Let's moving the better projectiles. Slowly, you see larger projectile. Terry identifies them as having some sort of magical charge. It's not powerful, it's a shimmer, the way that he describes it. As if there is this oscillation of energy around it, just going. They start loading those projectile onto the machines. Do you still wait?
I will say incidentally, because they said that they were voicing their plan. Did they the entirety, or have they just been doing it step by step?
No, right now it's one step at a time. They started using the normal projectile. Now that they have confirmation that it's not gonna do anything to the walls, they're starting to load the magical projectile. And Terry can confirm that it is magically enhanced. There's an arcane element to them, but it's not explosive arcane magic. It's just sort of an oscillation, a shimmer around these boulders. But they have a magical charge. And right now they're loading them. And according to strategy, since they don't have anything above them, if this doesn't work, then they're going to start trying to throw things inside of the camp. Incendiary device, diseased, elements.
Uh-huh.
So right now they're starting to load the magically enhanced projectile.
I think I gotta block it. Because if it goes through and it works, they're gonna keep throwing them and not move on to the incendiaries. I'm gonna try and find a good spot to basically hide while I cast. Because once I cast it, I'm not gonna be invisible anymore.
Well, you know, Terry does have
Harry have invisibility?
his new spell is Crown of Stars. He really wants to help you all, and you something having difficulty. But he does have immolation and disintegration and telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
He uses telekinesis on a boulder that's leaving, and the boulder weighs too much. So you just see Terry go, "Whee!"
Yeah. Alright. I don't think just yet. Might have him disintegrate part of the siege tower though at some point, but yeah, I'm just gonna try and find. Can I find us? I guess I can do a bunch of math in my head, so I get the trajectory right.
So actually, since this whole setup process does take some time, Raby probably has the time to study it a bit more closely, the mechanisms of the catapult and finding basically the best place to put something discreetly that would cause issues.
Yeah. So usually the rate of fire of something like this would be 10 projectile inside of an hour. So it does take 6 or 7 minutes to completely load the catapult and get ready to fire again. So you see everything in slow motion moving forward. Just contrary to cinema culture, it's not instantaneous to reload siege equipment.
Not that too many movies are using siege equipment, but
And they do tend to use siege equipment as being those ultimate machines that can blast a wall in a few minutes, while in reality most siege equipment were not very efficient against a well-made wall. That's why in treaties talking about sieging a castle, it's said to only try a few times. And if it's enough to damage a wall, then it means the wall were not well made. And then go for it. Use your siege equipment and blast through the wall. But if after 5 or 6 hits, the wall is not significantly damaged, don't waste your time. Your siege equipment will not do the work. And we're talking even with trebuchets, not just catapults. They really knew how to make defensive walls in the Middle Age. It was this era where defenses had been able to surpass offensive capabilities. A castle could easily sustain a siege for months, if not a year or more, even though they had siege equipment. They could sometimes damage, and as they say, when they say that they managed to break the walls, usually what they're referring to is not the actual wall breaking down, it's just the portion on top of the wall, allowing for people to be on there and firing. That's what they meant when they said that they broke through that wall. It just meant that you can't put anyone there to attack you, but you still have a mountain of rubbles there. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to throw the wall up when they fire.
So, just so that you know, disintegrate can completely vaporize something that is large or smaller, and anything huge, it will just remove a 10-foot cube inside of it. Terry can easily cripple a catapult with disintegrate.
Does Terry have twin spell?
No. But disintegrate doesn't. Can you? No, I don't think you can twin spell disintegrate.
Oh yeah, because it's a save, not a attack.
Well, no, like, well, old twin spell actually could let you target two, two things, because like it just makes it so that you can target two different things with the same spell. Like the thing is that it's just very expensive.
Yeah.
I thought that I looked this up. Can you?
I mean, if he doesn't have twin spell, it doesn't.
It's a moot point if he doesn't have it, but
Yeah.
like for example, some folks would like a twin a Tasha's Hideous Laughter, for example, and that definitely is only a save.
That's why I didn't take it. Officially, the ruling of this is that the spell is not limited to only targeting creatures and can target object or magical force. This is why it officially cannot be used with twin spell.
Huh.
That's why I didn't take twin spell.
Weird. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Terry, take out one of the catapults.
Alternatively, it will take more time and it will create chaos, but he can technically target the catapult with immolation. It's gonna fail its saving throw, so it's just gonna start burning. Although, a catapult can't be considered a creature. It's an object.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Too bad.
because immolation's also concentration, and
Well, he can banish the catapult.
like the fuck
Alright, so
I'll have him just disintegrate one of the catapults,
alright.
and then I will put up the wall to try and block the others.
You're waiting until they fire before doing this, or are you doing this right before?
I think right when they're firing.
Okay.
I mean, you kind of don't have to. With Wall of Force, it's not like they
I
can
guess,
see it.
yeah, because it's invisible. So
So, what do you decide?
I'll put the wall up just a little bit before they fire.
And then he disintegrates something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's going to change the plans a little bit. So, so you wait carefully, wait for the catapult to be ready to fire, and just when you see the person behind all of this giving the signal to fire, you put up the wall and you see those catapults. It's a wall of force, you said?
Yes.
Wall of force.
I get
Is a vertical barrier. It can be resting on surface. Each panel, nothing can pass through the wall. It is immune to all the. Okay, that's why. Okay, just needed to check something. So the projectile hit the wall of force, and suddenly you feel a moment of, huh? Spreading inside of the of this little contingent of people, and Terry just unleash one of the beam, just open his mouth and just goes straight toward one of the catapults, and it nearly obliterates the entire catapult itself. There's just a few bits and pieces going beyond the 10 feet square that's been disintegrated, and the rest just falls on itself. Alert has been given inside of this little place.
just imagining the visual of, like, super zoomed in Terry doing like a Godzilla like mouth beam thing, and then you zoom out and it's just this tiny worm, and it's like pew. The whole thing just like disappears.
Yeah, it's sort of because they give that triple moment of, oh wow, this huge creature is firing, and then suddenly, and then you look at the catapult and just go, what? Terry looks at you with pride. He's happy with himself.
That's my boy. It's my worm. And
Don't talk about your worm in public.
Well, technically speaking, he can always use another disintegrate with the 7th level spell, but
we'll see if Remy can get some.
Well, Remy, you see this thing unfold in front of your eyes. You were waiting for the incendiary device. You're ready. You know that it's the next one. You were there saying, okay, this is it. This is it. They're going to try this. And I can see how this catapult is working. You just saw it work for a good 15 minutes, loading 2 or 3 projectile, each of one. I know how this works. All right, I know exactly what I have to do. And then, and you see this one catapult just crumbling around. Everyone starts paying attention to what's around them inside. Oh, come on. They didn't wait for the plan to unfold as planned. So what do you do with that?
I mean, honestly, they're confused. It's like, and there's chaos that has been sowed. I think it's as perfect a time as any to take advantage of the situation, and because they're they're going to be more focused on the external, like why the fuck did that happen?
Okay.
It's like rather than like anything wrong with the catapult itself. So I mean, fuck it. He's just going to start sabotaging.
All right. How do we? Which role? As odd as this may be, I think it's going to be a sleight of hand, but with intelligence as modifier. Because you're trying to figure out how to pull apart this mechanism while slipping your hands inside of it all. Unless you have a better idea.
No, I just have to check a detail of something.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm open to suggestions on how you roll for this.
It's not about that.
So the gloves
I just need to
say
see the
dexterity
wording. Let's see, is this the right one? I guess this would be how you would rule it. Because technically, the gloves of thievery explicitly say that they are used for dexterity sleight of hand checks.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you would want to expand it to intelligence sleight of hand checks.
Ooh.
I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's like it's really just a matter of whether I have a +5 to the roll or not.
No, actually, I'm just trying to think about this. Maybe I'm trying to put everything too much in a single basket. You could always do an intelligence roll first to see how well you understand the mechanics of this thing, and if you can figure out the perfect place to remove that little screw that's gonna collapse everything, and then do a sleight of hand or an intelligent sleight of hand, which, like I said, feels like I'm trying to put everything inside of a single basket.
I mean, since I was closely studying how everything was working anyway, it's like it could just then be an investigation check and then followed by a sleight of hand dexterity check.
Yeah, okay. That works. I like that. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, got to remind myself of my bonus again. I think it's a +14. Yeah, it's a +14. Okay.
Just a +14, you know. Fisher rolled a 14 for stealth, and you have +14 on.
Well, I do have to take the minimum 24.
Jeez Louise. That was so bad, Remy. You feel ashamed of yourself. You're there, and you're playing with this mechanics and untying something, and you're just overwhelmed with this sense of you could have done so much better. If only you
Just like
didn't
just a
think.
very average job.
Oh, unacceptable.
You know, it's instead of being a legendary job you're just doing an epic job. All right, do your sleight of hand. See how well you're gonna manage to pull things apart without pulling them apart, so that they pull themselves apart.
Okay, in which case, this one at least is a 35.
Well, at least you feel a little better, you know. You weren't paying too much attention on the mechanism. You let yourself be distracted by the thought of audience looking at all those boulders arriving. But then, you know, just give it one slap and come on, Remy. And you start fiddling with the first catapult. With a 30, you're pretty confident that it's not going to be easy to figure out that you've done anything with this. And you're rather confident that it's going to catastrophically fail when they try to use it again. So you move on to the next one. While this is happening, I'll make you do another sleight of hand check for the second catapult. But Fisher, what are you doing? Everyone's looking for you right now. You see all of those people just starting to move about. They don't seem to see very far, but you do see two spellcasters. Or rather, Terry informs you that two spellcasters are currently casting spells. So maybe it's to find you, maybe it's just to push the mists where you are. Difficult to say.
Okay. Wall of Force lasts 10 minutes with concentration. I want to keep it up in case they keep firing or going. Does it take them more than 10 minutes to reload?
Probably something like 5 or 6 minutes.
Does anybody look like they're actively reloading?
Right now, no. It does feel like everyone is trying to figure out where did that come from, how many of them are here. They clearly weren't expecting any pushback right now.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna assume that they're not gonna be able to fire again, or they're not gonna fire again in the next 10 minutes. So I think I'm going to recast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And then where is that? And then also just gonna try and hide in case the casters are able to see invisibility.
Okay. All right. Well, your reflex to recast invisibility was probably a good one because you see them starting to move, you cast invisibility again, and you just have enough time to move 5 or 6 steps before you see huge projectile of magical energy, white magical energy, just streak by where you were. 3 of them. You recognize those type of projectile as being guiding bolts. If you'd been hit by one of them, you would have just lit up. But fortunately, because you were invisible and you moved, they all fired with disadvantage, transforming a natural 20 into a 2. It just lost a 0 in the whole thing. A 17 with another 2, and a 13 with a 12. But that wouldn't have been enough. On the dice, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and hide.
All right, stealth roll.
Better. A 16.
Nice. You've left the above average level and went into the good level.
Uh-huh.
This is Terranet commentary, by the way.
Nice job. You've stopped being just an above average person.
Oh yeah, how well can you hide? Oh, that's right, you can't.
What do you mean?
Yep.
I'm always hidden inside of you.
Because I did that. You're welcome.
That's why you're the one having to run.
Right.
All right, Remy, your second roll.
So this time, just a 32.
Oh, jeez. Once again, you feel so ashamed. You're just not doing as good of a job as with the other one. Instead of moving away with this, with 5 different bolts, a long pole that you've managed to hide, and a feet of rope, you just have a feet of rope and a handful of bolts. You're really going to have to do better next time. It's pretty good.
He could just hear like a peanut gallery comments from his master. Just
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. You can hear the 2 old guys from
Bert and
Muppets.
Ernie.
Yeah.
No, I think he's referring to from the Muppets.
Yeah, from Muppets.
Yeah, those 2 old guys that sit in the.
Yeah.
What is he doing? I think he's trying to help his friends. Well, maybe he should stop. With friends like this, who needs enemy? Oh! I'm not as good as them. I improvised this one. Alright, so you take advantage of this. Jorg, from where you are, all you saw was 3 flash of white light in the distance. Oh, interesting. Ooh. I wonder if they threw that or if it was thrown at them. So fascinating. Going back inside of the mist. Remy, you feel confident about what you just did. But you do notice something that's a little bit more concerning. You know, Fisher is moving mostly blind. He's doing his best with the direction that Terry gives him. And this is when you see those 4 large beasts. You've actually seen beasts like this in your years of poaching. essentially war dogs, but monstrous types of war dogs. Very good nose, kind of expensive.
The freaking molehound thing from Avatar.
Yeah, something like that. What was it? Is it a mole bear? Something like this? Yeah, you see this huge creature, those huge creature, well, large creature, not huge, large creature just being prepped and unleashed. And from where they're going, they're going to be running after Fisher. Fisher, you hear Terry say, huh, there are 3 large things running toward us.
Oh. What do they look like?
3 large things. 4 leg. Bigger than the bear. Bigger than Jorg.
Wonderful.
And they're keeping their nose close to the ground. They're moving in this direction.
Better.
Are they moving in a group?
Yes. Sort of like a squad. A squad of
a pack, you might say.
So, hold on. I need. Just gonna double check this for myself real quick. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna give you a moment. We're gonna go back on Jorg while you check that. Jorg, riveting, fascinating, 3 streaks of light. You know, you think you can kind of recognize what sort of spell that was? You're pretty sure that it didn't come from Fisher or Remy, so they're being fired on. That's always nice. And just as you're starting to get worried a little bit on this, you see this little ball just moving up and going above your head. The size of an apple. Just go. And audience who's not there, you see the same thing going above your head. Well, I have to give him the description.
This is a little ball.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can catch it. I assume it's too high above my head. I'd have to like turn into a bird or something. But I'm digging a hole.
Well, you're on the rampart, so you can always try. I'm gonna give you a dexterity saving throw, but with disadvantage because you're trying to catch something that's been thrown so that it's not easily catchable.
All right, with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yep,
Sorry,
a 6. So I'm too busy trying to dig holes.
You see that arriving, and you sort of have that reflex. You see the ball going, and then you do.
Nope, too fast. Nobody could have caught that.
Remy, for some reason inside of you, you have that feeling of, I think I should be laughing at Jorg right now.
Chooses to laugh anyway.
Quietly, because you're, surrounded
Yeah.
by enemies. Inside
Feels
of
like
No, he's
someone's
actually
laughing.
he's giggling in his head for a different reason, and it just so happens to coincide with something that Jorg was doing.
So you see that ball going above your head, and it goes inside of the fort. There's just a moment where and it goes tung, 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 tung. And as you're looking inside of that of the court, make a perception roll, please.
Perception. That one's better. A 24.
Oh man, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, Remy would be disappointed in that, but
Somehow, Jorg always manages to be a disappointment. Somehow.
well, that's why I said Remy, not anyone else. Audience would be proud of it. Fisher would be proud of it. Terry wouldn't care too much.
But not Remy.
No. Remy wants to be disappointed in you.
Mm-hmm.
You look up and you see, as you look inside of the court, yeah, okay, one too many. That's okay. You see that a lot of these little balls have been thrown, and they're all going, and they're all falling inside of the court, and suddenly those little ball, they explode, and people are there.
Oh, fuck.
Suddenly the courtyard is overwhelmed with figures, just as it... And they're all there, all looking at every direction, and it only takes a moment for them to see where the exile is, and they all start running toward it.
Uh-oh.
Do you want a moment to think about what you're doing while we get to know why Remy's laughing?
Sure.
All right, we go back to
Oh no,
Remy.
it's just like I couldn't think of anything funnier than as a pack of wild animals trying to sniff out a target is going to try to pursue Fisher. That Raimi, it's like once he is a comfortable, like a misty distance away from, from one of the catapults, he's gonna throw a stinking stone at the pack.
Oh, sure. Mix inside of this fog bank, you see those smaller fog bank of noxious fumes erupting. Clearly, it is affecting not just the beasts, but also a lot of people. Oh, good lord. Those are bad saving throws. Alright. So essentially, most of the people there suddenly starts coughing and reeling from this smell. The beasts themselves, you can hear them starting to cry as they're trying to move away from this. They're howling in pain as their senses are being attacked by this noxious odor. Fisher, you just started to run another direction when you hear those howls coming from behind you, and then you hear all of those people coughing, hacking. One of them just pukes because he'd roll a natural one. There's only a handful of them still throwing orders around. Get out of there! Get out of there! Discipline, discipline, stay in formation, protect the catapults. There's maybe 2 or 3 in the entire 30 people that were there that are still functional in all of this. And because they're screaming, they just all revealed their location to Remy specifically, but Terry can probably identify them from where you are.
So anyway, how many catapults are left?
Well, you've 2 of them were left, and you managed to sabotage them both.
All right, then in which case, like, Raimi has no need to be near the catapult. So as while people are still figuring their shit out in that that sinking cloud over there, it's like as well as with the catapult, he's just going to could sneak out, pretend like he wasn't there.
All right. So with the disarray there and everyone trying to figure out where they are, Remy decides to, I've done my work. Let's go back home. Fisher, what do you do with all of this? Turn around, face, do the same thing, burst into dance.
I would ask Terry if he can see Remy.
Is Remy hidden? Did you use stealth as you were leaving?
I mean, he would have to, because in order for me to have used the Stinking Stone, I would have had to technically cast the spell, which would then... Well, actually, I guess that's up to you, because I'm not sure if it would take off my invisibility, but whether it reveals me, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, it simply removes the fact that you cannot be seen, but you're still stealthed if you... Oh, well, technically, it's an actual skill to remain stealthed. I think when you're doing something, a skill that you can actually have.
Well, I mean, like, a Skulker allows you to remain hidden even if you
that's what I was
miss
thinking
an
about.
attack. It's like, though usually when it comes to spells, it's because you, like, something with, like, a verbal component is used. So I'm just wondering if using the stone does, or if, like, the act of, like, throwing the stone to begin with is a revealing action, I guess, is more what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I could re-stealth again regardless. It's like, it's not the end of the world.
I'd like to say that on its own, I don't think it would be revealing because you're throwing an object, a very small object. You're not interacting with something that wasn't on you. The stone was invisible because it was on you when you cast it. So when you take it out, it is still part of the magic. So when you throw it, you're not attacking someone. You're just throwing it on the ground at some place. I'd say it's probably not going to drop it. And in terms of you being able to be seen, it's such a small object in a fog-filled place. You're very confident that it's not going to affect... it's not going to give out your position too much.
Well, then with that said, since Terry can see through the fog,
yeah,
it's like that means with respect to Rainey's relationship, like visual relationship with Terry, I don't think he could be technically obscured, so he can't be hidden from Terry. Because if I'm benefiting from the mist being as like my total cover or like my cover to be hidden without anything else to actually obscure me, then Terry can still see me even if I have a stealth roll. It'll be different if he was trying to hear me, but there's nothing really to stop me visually by being seen by Terry.
Yeah, I guess with this we can easily tweak this by saying it depends on how you want to get back. Because if you're flying to get back, then it means you're in midair, and yes, there's nothing to hide you from Terry. But if you're walking, then you could possibly hide yourself behind a little hill or pieces of debris or something like this, and that could potentially hide you from Terry. So you decide how you want to go back.
I'm actually gonna have to do it on the ground because the only way I'm gonna be able to use my wings again, it's like is if I turn invisible again. It's like, and
Okay.
it's that caused issues the last time I was flying without invisibility, and I might need spell points for later.
Okay.
I don't know what they're all going to be doing next.
Okay. Then in that case, Terry will need to, if you're trying to stealth yourself from someone who might be able to see you moving behind small depression of ground and things like this, then Terry will need to have a perception roll to see you. And you said that you had roll a.
Oh shoot! What was my stealth roll at the beginning of
Did I
this?
notice? 30.
When the one that you rolled when we both rolled was 30.
30.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Terry can't see Remy. He didn't roll high. But that does tell you that Remy decided to hide.
Yeah. Hermie's a big boy. He can take care of himself. If I can't
Well-
find him, they can't find him.
Big, I don't know, but he...
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I will head back to the fort.
Okay.
I think I will have Terry fly us back to the fort.
Okay. Jorg,
Yes.
what is your plan? Because that's probably also going to be what I'm going to be following for the next game. Because you're not going to be there and you want to go to bed in the next 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
So, what are
My
you doing?
plan was either to plane shift him somewhere, and I don't know where, with myself, which could be dangerous, or just do a big wall of fire around him.
So, right now, you know he's attuning himself to the world around him.
Yeah, and if I plane shift him, he's not going to be happy with that.
Happy or not, it may interfere with this and increase the time he's going to need to attune to this world.
Yeah. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a upcast wall of fire in a circle around him with the flame pointing outward.
And how many sections?
Oh, that could be a bad idea.
Wouldn't that be a great idea?
Okay, cool. Then I will do
Because
that.
it means he doesn't take damage, and anything trying to get to him has to.
Yeah.
How many
I'll keep
sections
it.
of wall you can create?
I'm gonna make it as small around him as I can, so nothing can like stand inside the wall without being inside the non-hurting boundary of the wall.
Okay. Can you create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Can you create 8 sections of walls?
Yeah, it's just
Make a circle.
it's a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be like a 5-foot diameter, 10-foot diameter, whatever the diameter that encircles him will be.
Okay. So if he was like this, let's
So I
go.
guess 5 foot. And then
He's right in that.
it will deal 8d8 damage to anyone who tries to get into it.
All right, Fisher,
And then
you're the
I'm
one
gonna-
that remembers that. 8d8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still note.
Are you up casting it?
Yeah, I cast it up till at level 7.
And your save DC is going to be?
17.
All right. All right. It's dexterity?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you cast that wall as you see them all trying to approach. They're all trying to run toward him. And they get intercepted by that wall that just appear in front of them. Meaning that now they're all looking to figure out who's casting that.
I'm gonna turn into a.
You're
I don't
going to
know,
turn
like a
into a what?
mouse. If I turn into a mouse, they can just squish me, and that'll be bad. But also, I could hide.
Hit the deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down at least and hide and roll a stealth check.
Well, the
Fuck.
the
Isn't there a dude on top of you?
a what?
No.
Well, all the balls popped out people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm on top of the wall.
I
and
thought
they
one
went
was
in the
hovering
wall.
right over your head.
No, it
Oh no,
went
it went
above
past
him.
me.
Oh,
Yeah, and I tried to
went-
catch it, but I
okay.
failed. I'm kind of glad I didn't catch it because that would have been awesome.
Got it. Oh, that's.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to tell you, the little structure, the little square that you see in below you, that's not the gate. It's an armory. So you can probably quite easily just try and go down there and hide as a
that.
mouse inside of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hiding between the boxes and all of the armors and.
Yeah. So I'll go in there and hide. Just maintaining my concentration.
All right. And I guess we're going to learn what audience wants to do. Sorry. Next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else?
I have a feeling it involves sword.
There is a good chance that it involves sword. It will also probably involve breath.
Maybe shield.
Yeah.
Probably a combination.
There's a good chance. I'm seeing this as a possibility. I want to know, Jorg, if there's anything else you want to do, or just hide and make sure that no one sees you.
I'll turn into a mouse and hide even better.
Or you could turn into a bat. That way you can fly down and go inside of there, and it's really difficult to catch a bat.
Uh-huh. I'll turn into a bat. I'll flap down there and hide in a little nook. And just concentrate on keeping my wall of fire up.
Okay. Leaving the task of taking care of those people to audience, Antasia, Isalna, and Azidra. All right.
Good luck. I'm doing my part.
I mean, your part being a big wall that does 8d8 fire damage to anybody that gets to the objective we're trying to protect is a pretty big part.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'll do that.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. All right, I do have to go to bed.
That's why I asked you all of those questions.
Yep,
That's
thank
okay.
you.
And anyways, we're gonna finish here for tonight.
All
Have
right.
everyone together
Good
for the
night.
next part of that. All right. So yeah, you can go to bed. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's go back to the role play window and we'll get those camera right. I think it's this one. No, it's not this one. It's this one here. Okay, and where's Remy? Remy's here. Okay, here we go. And photo George. Yay! Here we go. We got everyone. All right. So you try to make your way back inside of the fort while they're going to resolve that element. You know, they'll have a little bit of action, but like I said, you know, most soldiers don't go past level 5, so I don't expect this fight to be extremely difficult. That's gonna last half a stream, and then you're gonna be stuck there doing nothing.
They're all champion fighters. They all roll 19 or 20s on their attack rolls.
Always.
It
They're
doesn't matter
elite.
because they'll fire and die.
They're elite guards, so they all have 21 armor. They all have a plus 15, and they all know Great Weapon Master, and they're all using. All right. Well, I think with this is tonight's episode. We will reconvene next week. Same time. Hopefully, audience is going to be there this time. Because otherwise it will be really awkward. I don't want to have to do the fight of audience and George in this courtyard. And hopefully audience is going to be feeling better, and Fisher is not going to have fallen completely sick.
I'm fine.
All right, so
Everything's fine.
the only advice that I can say is, Remy, don't go kissing people with cold. I want to have as many players as I can next episode.
I'll just blow them instead.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't catch a cold from that. That's a weird picture.
But not a picture we can show on Twitch.
No, definitely not. But I can describe it. No. I'm not sure they'll allow it. So I may get retroactively banned if I do this. Alright. So, campfire. Because we always have to end on a campfire. It's more fun like this. Thank you for being here tonight. Hope you found whatever it was you were looking for. Hope it was a pleasant, whatever part of the day it is, wherever you are in the world. Hope to see you again next week. Schedule is the same as it has been for the past 2 to 3 years, because the last one hasn't. I've been map making for more than a year. Yes. All right. So Wednesday, 7:30 Western Coast time. That's the live broadcast for the campaign. If you're living on the Eastern Coast, there's a rebroadcast also at 7:30, but Eastern Coast time. And in between, you have map making with me at 9:30 Eastern Coast time, because that's where I live. Yeah, we're more doing world building currently. You know, creating a little bit of history for the world that we've made. So if you are interested in having that map and buying it, you'll have suggestions and ideas of how the world is in the place. But if you want to do your own thing, well, that, either don't buy it or buy it just for fun and add to it. Yeah, that's it. So,
You might even say build upon it.
yeah, absolutely. Just don't kiss it. We don't want you to catch a cold. Alright, so, thank you for being here. See you again next week. Oh yeah, if you want to support the stream, we got Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, a link below for donation, so go nuts. As long as you can afford it. And if you want to leave comments, just stay civil wherever you are, wherever you're leaving those comments. That's all I ask. Thank you once again for the third time. For the third time in the past 5 minutes. That's it. Thank you for being here tonight. See you again next week. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.